It's WRVS 89.9, your community voice and your home of Cheryl Underwood Radio, the most popular late night radio show in the 252, coming up tonight at 10. Of course, you're listening to Afternoon Delight Radio Show, and it's the fourth Wednesday of the month, and that means Conversations with the Chancellor. And on the phone with me right now is the Chancellor of Elizabeth City State University, Dr. Carrie Dixon. Chancellor Dixon, welcome to your show.
Hello, Clay. I am happy to be a part of the show today. Thank you for hosting.
So let's start today's show with the exciting news that was released yesterday regarding the positive increase in enrollment here at ECSU. According to the fall census, total enrollment is 2,002, which is about a 13% increase over fall 2019 numbers. So many factors went into this increase, such as the NC Promise tuition plan and the efforts of numerous departments. This is a major accomplishment. So, Chancellor, tell us a little bit more about the efforts that went into this enrollment increase.
Well, we are really excited, Clay. This is absolutely good news. The university has come together. We're thinking about enrollment strategically. It's also included in our strategic plan. As you mentioned on yesterday was actually our enrollment census date because census is calculated 10 days after the first day of class. And so we were excited to announce yesterday that we have 2,002 students, which is a significant increase, a double-digit increase of 13% from last fall, where we brought in 1,773 students. So this is an exciting time for us. A lot of things attributed to this. First, our strategic thinking around how we recruit, where we recruit, our messaging around the great things that are happening at ECSU, also the academic programs that we offer. All of those things together really contributed to the success that we saw on yesterday with this enrollment number coming in at 2002. Another very important piece of this is the success of our retention. So our current students returned to ECSU, and that's a really big deal. You know, often we talk about recruitment when we think about enrollment management, but the returners are significant in that conversation as well. And so we're very happy that a great number of our students returned. That made a big difference. Also, the recruitment of our freshman class, we brought in a strong academic profile of our freshman class. And so we're just excited about this. And you mentioned NC Promise. NC Promise is a program that was started by North Carolina legislature. We are one of 3 campuses that offers the $500 per semester tuition for in-state students and $2,500 per semester for out-of-state students. This is our 3rd fall semester offering NC Promise, and I think we talked on the show prior that the legislature did go ahead and tell us that we will have NC Promise until 2025. So that's a great thing because this is promoting access and affordable education. So our students are taking advantage of this, our region, those who are learning more about ECSU. This is really exciting for us. So if you can't tell in my voice, we are thrilled. Another piece of this was our transfer students. Our transfer students we saw a big increase in the number of students who transferred to ECSU. We saw about a 28% increase in students enrolling in ECSU from other institutions, both community colleges and four-year institutions. And I have to say, I am so thrilled about the relationship that I have with the president of COA, Jack Bagwell. He is awesome. And COA is definitely a pipeline, a school, community college for ECSU, along with others in our region. But I'm happy that Dr. Bagwell and I are working together and doing all that we can, along with President John Maurice at MACU. We're really all working together as educational partners, and I have to include our superintendent in this as well, because, you know, we want that pipeline from the K-12 area to feed into our institutions also. And so this is just a really wonderful experience for ECSU. This is our highest percentage growth since 2014. And we're just thrilled to have students coming into the campus for the first time, students being retained who are continuing students, their persistence, all of that matters for ECSU's continued growth. So over the course of the last 3 years, I mean, we have seen significant growth and great process improvements, also customer-friendly staff, which is something I was really, really focused on when I started at ECSU. And so this big impact, it really has provided a huge impact on our enrollment and how people perceive ECSU. So we are offering a quality education at an affordable price. And I tell you, the word is getting out and people are really coming and committing to their education at Elizabeth City State University.
You know, perception is really, really important. And I've been talking about the positive momentum that the university has been on. Chancellor, have you felt the same even before the numbers came out yesterday? It just seems like ECSU is on a positive look for the outlook of the future.
Yes, and we're looking at this. We have titled this year our fundraising campaign around Vikings Forward. That is our theme, Vikings Forward. And there's a lot of great energy. And, you know, one thing I was committed to is making sure we maintain this energy. And we are hearing from people who aren't even associated with the university, but want to invest and want to do all they can to make this university great. So you're right. This university, ECSU, means a great deal to Northeastern North Carolina, to Elizabeth City, to the entire region. And we want everyone to know that. No longer do we want ECSU to be a secret. We are telling our story and telling it loudly, and we want everyone to know our secret now. We want everybody to be in on this secret. ECSU is thriving, and we are excited to offer a quality education at an affordable price. And we want all of the citizens of North Carolina and beyond to take advantage of this opportunity.
We are definitely directing our narrative, and it is a lot of positive momentum. You can find more about this story online through the newsroom at newsroom.ecsu.edu. It's Conversations with the Chancellor here on WRVS 89.9. And Chancellor, you know, speaking of the excitement, you and I have not really had a chance to chat since the return of the students to campus. And I noticed the excitement from the students as they were moving into their dorm rooms, and just seemed like everyone is relieved to feel something normal during this period of time. Give us your thoughts on how the move-in process went and how everyone has adjusted to the atmosphere here on campus.
So we have received very positive feedback from parents and students. Even our student body president, Mr. Jimmy Chambers, provided some feedback for me that was very positive as well, unsolicited, you know, to say that our move-in process worked quite well from the standpoint of we took a whole week to move in students. That was altered some due to the hurricane. We missed 2 days of the week, the first 2 days, that Monday and Tuesday that the hurricane hit. But we picked back up on Wednesday and continue on through Sunday. And so the move-in process was spacious. It was spaced out. Students moved in by appointment only so that we could prevent any exposure or spread of COVID. And also just giving them an opportunity, them and their families, 2 hours to move in and move their things in. And people seemed to like the fact that it wasn't crowded, that they were able to move in in a way that they didn't have any contact with others. And we were very deliberate in how we organized and structured that move-in process. So it turned out to be very well done, and I have to commend my Vice Chancellor for Student Affairs, Gary Brown, and his team for really thinking through this well and executing it quite well, so that everyone stayed safe and our students were able to move in safely. And I was able to visit some of our students, who moved in on move-in days, and talk to them, talk to their parents, and everyone was very happy. They understood the circumstances that we're under. They understood, as I told them, this too shall pass, and we will get to, some sense of normalcy soon, hopefully, when there's a vaccine. But they understood the situation, and they were very patient and understanding in regards to how things are a little different now. But we were going to do all we can to make sure that they were successful.
Yeah, we all have had to make adjustments, and it could take some time for a lot of people to take in those adjustments, from wearing masks while in class to the social distancing efforts. Similar to other schools within the UNC system, we have had our share of confirmed cases of COVID-19. I want to take some time to enlighten our listeners for a moment. And Chancellor, if you could, ECSU has done a fine job of being open and honest about the situation. Tell us how the university handles positive cases that may occur.
Sure. So I want to also mention, Clay, that this is our third week of instruction for the fall semester. So ECSU, we've done a good job over 3 weeks. We're starting week 3 this week. And I want to commend our faculty and staff for all the work that they did to prepare our return of our students to our campus. And we're offering a mixture of in-person and online instruction, as well as courses that are being taught in a hybrid model where the students are in person and online. And our student support services have been phenomenal. They are offering support services to our students virtually. And, we just want our students to know, though they may not be on campus, because not everybody is on campus, they still have the support they need to be successful. And I have to thank our Student Health Center Director, Gloria Brown, for all that she has done to make sure that we are doing and staying within the guidelines from the CDC and helping our campus to remain safe. But as I walk around the campus, I walked around a couple of days for about an hour each, just randomly talking to students last week. And it was very enlightening to hear their feedback and their position on where we are right now with our instruction and being in person. And to my surprise, there was nothing that was said to me. And these were just random students I just walked up to in regards to a fear or anxiety. It was more so on the lines of, Chancellor, what can we do to keep our campus safe? And my message to them was, keep wearing your mask, social distancing, washing your hands, and holding your peers accountable. And if we do all those things, we should be okay with remaining, being able to offer in-person instruction. And so that was my message to all of them. And I think, they received that well. And I think we're going to see them holding each other accountable as we try to build a culture of expectation on the campus. But as you mentioned, the last couple of weeks, we've seen some UNC campuses move to remote instruction, mainly targeting the undergraduate population of students, getting them out of the residence halls and trying to decrease the clusters of positive cases they've seen on their campuses. So far, it's been 4 UNC campuses: UNC Chapel Hill, NC State, ECU, and then UNC Charlotte delayed their opening until after Labor Day. So what they are doing is putting 3 weeks remote, taking them to October. So then they plan to open in October for in-person instruction. But what we all know is that these things change daily. We can have plans. All of us have had plans. But the data changes daily, and we have to make the tough decisions about what we see as far as what the data is telling us to make sure that our campus communities are safe. So their decision does not directly impact ECSU. We are watching this. I'm monitoring it. I get numbers every day. Currently, today, we have no active cases on our campus right now, but this is today. And of course, that could change. But we are reporting this data on our Viking Compass website so that the public can keep up with what our numbers look like. We're not trying to hide anything. We want to be transparent. So listeners, if you want to see what our numbers look like, we are updating our numbers 3 times a week. And you can easily go to our website and click on Viking Compass and then click on COVID cases or COVID reporting. And there you will see our daily, 3 times a week, our number of cases, active cases, and so on. And so that information is readily available. But each campus is different in the UNC system, and our situations evolve differently. So I'm very happy that President Peter Hans is working with the chancellors individually to make the right decisions as it pertains to our respective campuses that we lead. We're also working with the Albemarle Regional Health Department to monitor trends in the region and area as well, and also conducting contact tracing. So the testing of our students is part of the contact tracing piece, and we're testing students who display symptoms or who ask to be tested because they have some concern. So we're paying very close attention to the data. And we're fortunate that our positive cases have been very small since July 1. Some of the cases that we're reporting, the students never even stepped foot on campus. They actually disclosed their COVID positive test prior to coming to campus, so they remained at home. And so we want to make sure that we're taking each situation case by case to keep our campus safe. And those are some things that we have in place. And we're going to continue on until we see any change in our numbers, any increases, and then from there, I'll make the appropriate decision with consultation with our president of the UNC system, Peter Hans, and then we will put forth whatever action is necessary at that point.
Sounds good. Listeners, if you want to stay up to date on that information, of course, as the Chancellor said, you can find the Viking Compass online at ecsu.edu/coronavirus. It's Afternoon Delight Radio Show, Conversations with the Chancellor. Yours truly, Clay Mercer, here with Chancellor Dixon. And, Chancellor, the COVID-19 pandemic has affected all aspects of our lives, personally and professionally. And I know it's important for you to stay connected to the community. You talked a little bit about how you stayed connected with the students while you're walking around campus. How difficult has it been to stay engaged, not only with the students, but just with the community at large?
Well, one effort that we put in place is we had the town hall meeting with the community. We opened it up to anyone. We had the mayor. We had the chief of police for Elizabeth City, Eddie Buffalo. We had a number of people join us to kind of talk about how the campus community, as well as the larger, broader community of Elizabeth City, how we can work together to keep our campus safe and keep our entire city safe. And so there are some things that we've done to engage our community by making sure our campus is making sure that our students stay engaged, because anytime during a pandemic there are all sorts of feelings that people have. Isolation, people feel experience some mental difficulties and some other things that may attribute to the fact that we're in a pandemic. And so we have made sure that we're offering these services virtually for our students on campus as well as off campus, so that everyone can participate. And our Student Affairs and Campus Activities Board have done an exceptional job in offering virtual activities for students to engage. And they're also using the Viking Engage app, which enables students to connect with each other and those faculty and staff who are supporting them. So that's been helpful. This app also shows them a schedule of events and other things that they can become engaged in. And I tell you, our students are really using this app because I'm on it and I see their interaction frequently throughout the day as they're trying to help each other. So it's been a good thing. We've really been trying to engage all of our campus community as well as our broader campus. We partnered also with MACU and COA with that virtual town hall, as I mentioned. They were great partners with us because we're 3 large educational agencies in Elizabeth City, and it just makes sense that we work together. And I've been thrilled to work with both President Bagwell at COA and President Maurice at MACU, as well as keeping in touch with our superintendent, Catherine Edmonds, to make sure that we're all on the same page and to share ideas. And that's been working quite well as we continue to engage the broader community of Elizabeth City, as well as our respective campuses and our campus communities.
Working together makes the dream work, man. So you love hearing it. It's Afternoon Delight Radio Show, Conversations with the Chancellor. Also, you've had a very busy day today as ECSU conferred to former UNC System Interim President Dr. William Roper an Honorary Doctor of Science degree. So I know that was a fun celebration earlier. It was a virtual ceremony, but tell us how this came about and what an honorary degree really is.
So we are just honored to provide this great honor of an honorary degree, Doctor of Science degree for Dr. Bill Roper. And we recognize Dr. Roper for all of his contributions, both in the field of medicine and science throughout his career, and then most recently his service as interim president for the UNC system. And so this is a very prestigious honor that a university provides a person who has done some outstanding service to North Carolina, to the university. And so he was one that we definitely wanted to provide this great honor to. And he was absolutely thrilled to receive this honorary doctorate from ECSU. And he provided remarks in regards to his support and his outlook of the success of ECSU. So it was a wonderful celebration with his wife and his friends, close friends, Board of Governor members, ECSU Board of Trustee members, faculty, staff. And it was just a wonderful opportunity to honor him in this way. And so we were just thrilled to be able to honor Bill Roper. And I know this is something he will cherish for a long time, as he stated, and it really meant a lot to him to be honored in this manner. So we're excited about that.
Definitely a special moment. You can find out more about that through the newsroom at newsroom.ecsu.edu. All right, we're coming to the end of today's show. Before we wrap it up, I want to take some time to recognize our 2020 spring graduates who had the opportunity to participate at the 170th Commencement Ceremony that was held this past Saturday. They had a chance to walk across the stage, but it was probably the most unique commencement ceremony in ECSU's history. Chancellor, give us your thoughts on how the ceremony went.
Definitely. It was very unique, but it was full of energy and excitement. And that's really what we wanted to see. The class of 2020 was not able to celebrate on May 9th. And, I just felt committed to the fact that this is a huge milestone for many of them, and to give them an opportunity to celebrate, even though we're in very unprecedented times. Just giving them an opportunity to say, I was able to walk across the stage, greet the chancellor with a picture and everything that could have happened in May. To the best of our ability, this was something that we really wanted to see for our graduates. And so we were able to celebrate the 170th commencement on last Saturday, and it was quite wonderful. We saw the smiles on the graduates' faces. We saw the smiles on the parents' faces. Some parents came in with T-shirts that they had created around ECSU and their child graduating, and it was just really exciting to see. We had one set of parents bring in a big poster because they were really excited, and we had another set of parents have a convertible car out there that they rode their graduate around campus waving with balloons. And so they really made the best out of this situation. And so when these students came to ECSU, it was a very different world from when they left. And so, being in the midst of a pandemic is something you'll never forget. But we were able to celebrate their accomplishments and do that in a way that provided social distancing, mask wearing. We had a number of hand stations for hand sanitizer. And we also were just happy to celebrate their achievements. And this was a great opportunity for us. And so we're very happy, very proud of our spring 2020 graduates, our class of 2020. Congratulations again. And ECSU will always be a home to you.
Wonderful. And if you missed it, you can watch it again on the YouTube channel for ECSU. It's Conversations with the Chancellor, and we're at that time now where I turn my microphone off and give the Chancellor a chance to give you some final remarks. Chancellor, take it away.
Well, once again, I just want to thank the listeners for believing in ECSU. We have shown significant progress. We're not done yet, but we have shown significant progress over the last few years, and I'm very proud of that. I'm very proud of the commitment that the university coming together, working with Elizabeth City, working with our county commissioners, working with our city council, working with everyone who really has some interest in the success of Elizabeth City State University, because they understand how important this university is to Elizabeth City, to our region of our northeastern North Carolina region as a whole. And so I just want to thank everyone for your continued contributions and ask that you continue to spread the good news. You know, no longer do we want the successes of ECSU to be a secret. No more. We want everyone to know what we're doing and how we're thinking about things and how we're preparing for the future. With our enrollment this year, looking at our strategic plan, we've already exceeded the enrollment growth for year 2 of our strategic plan. So this is huge. We are growing quickly, and that's a good thing because people are recognizing the quality education that they can receive at an affordable price at Elizabeth City State University. So I just ask that all of you continue to invest your time and your treasures and come see us when it's safe to do so. But make sure that you really, support the university, participate in any virtual activities that we have, and we just thank you for your continued support of ECSU. And we're excited about the great things that we're going to do. There's more to come. If you've been able to ride through campus, you see all the construction. If you haven't seen Lane Hall, you need to go see Lane Hall. It is on the back of campus, and it looks absolutely beautiful. And then once we get Moore Hall completed by January, we get Bias Hall completed by January, the campus is going to look different. We are demolishing buildings on campus that were eyesores that we have not utilized because of the condition the buildings have been in. And so we're really doing a lot to improve the look of campus, the beautification efforts, because first impressions mean everything. And we want to make sure that people see the value of this great university and what we're doing to make a difference in transforming lives and preparing our graduates. As we say, they come to discover their passions, but leave to conquer their dreams. And that's our motto that we are going by and that we are instilling in all of our students and our graduates, because ECSU is doing some great work and we want everyone to know about it. So please continue to follow us. Follow me on Instagram, on social media, Facebook, Twitter. And Clay, I'm sure you have all my handles there, but make sure you follow me, follow the university, and keep up with kind of what's going on, because we're trying to get our stories out there as often as possible. But again, thank you all for your continued support.
Definitely. We'll celebrate today with the understanding that there's much more work to be done. It's Conversations with the Chancellor. Chancellor, again, as always, thank you so much for making this happen. And I'm sure we'll talk about some of the cosmetic changes and a lot more in next month's edition of the show.
That sounds great. Thank you, Clay.
Hey, and make sure you stay with me. We have more Afternoon Delight radio show coming up.